Alright guys, I figured to do a video with you guys tonight about the whole icon snap-on debate. What do I have in my toolbox? I have snap-on in my toolbox. I also have some Craftsman short stubby wrenches as well, combination. And I thought I'd share that with you guys tonight. That you don't have to break the bank, to get the job done. This particular set of wrenches right here is 10 to 19, which is snap-on. This set right now is in the area of probably $450 for this particular set. This is a 10 millimeter. And we have a 10 millimeter right here. You can see that that's just a little bit shorter, not by much. There is no Flame Dry Plus on these. At the particular time I purchased these, that wasn't even available. These do have some markings on them. This is a big thing back in the day. Most mechanics put 1 mark, 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks on them to distinguish whose was whose in the shop. And because there is no 11 millimeter in the Craftsman set, they actually sold a standard set with it. This was a big thing back then as far as skipping sizes, and it still is today. So we have our 7/16 here, which is going to be the closest thing to our 11 millimeter. If we lay those over top of each other, they're almost the same size. Snap-on appears to be just a little bit bigger. This is our 12. These all have a little bit of battle scars on them. It looks like this one's got an arc spot on it, probably from doing a starter or something like that in a Honda. This is a 12 and the Craftsman. And you can see that that one is a little shorter than the Craftsman. These particular wrenches, you're not going to break these. The only way that you break something like this is if you're abusing it, like you've seen in my other videos. If you're double wrenching these with a longer wrench, if you're putting a pipe on this or something of that nature, to break this, that would be abusing the tool. If you use this in a normal setting, to get in a tight area or access, you're not going to break these. I don't care if you buy the $13 set or if you buy the $500 set. It's not going to make any difference. I really don't think you're going to be able to attain the leverage to actually flare this either. Like I said, these are more of a tight access wrench. This is something I don't believe you have to break the bank on. We have a 13. And Snap-on's been always very visible as far as their stamping. You can see what size it is very clearly. This is our 13 and the Craftsman. It might be a little bit harder to see this visibly, but it's fairly clear. And as you can see, this is made in the USA. And I haven't used these wrenches a whole lot. And the reason being is because I actually ended up buying an SK set. And the SK set went from 5/16 to 1 inch and from 8 millimeter all the way up to 24. So eventually I will compare those as well. But tonight is what we're comparing is the Craftsman set. This is our 14. Again, our Craftsman is just a little shorter, maybe a little wider in the beam. This is going to be our 15. These are almost the same size, maybe a little shorter on the Craftsman. And this is our 17. Like I said, they do skip sizes, and we'll go back and compare the 5/8. As you can see in this particular case, the Craftsman is a little longer. This is our 19. And these are almost the same size. The snap-on might be a little bit wider. Like I said, we'll go back to our 16 millimeter here. I do have a standard set off to the right hand side here. And this right here is our 5/8. This is going to be the closest size that we have to our 16 millimeter. You can see that these are almost the same length. This Craftsman is a little bit longer. If you can still find these are a good quality wrench. Like I said, made in the USA. My only reason for not really using these that much and taking these home as a set for home is I found a larger set. So that would be the only downfall to these wrenches. You have to buy the metric and the standard to really get a full set. This is our 3/8, 1/2 inch, 9/16, 5/8 that we've already looked at, our 11/16, and our 3/4. And you can see that these are not the same size. There's a little bit variance in size. And I want to say I might have been lying to you guys. This may be an 18 if we look at this really close. And they do not have a 19 in this set. So this 3/4 would be closest to our 19. We can see that the Craftsman is a little bit longer. The beam on the snap-on is still a little bit wider. A little bit thinner. But all in all, practically almost the same size. So unfortunately, at the time, the sizes didn't get larger. You could only get these in 10 to 19. As far as I know, you could still only get the snap-on set from 10 to 19, unless you go to what they call a mid-wrench. So as what you had was actually short, mid, standard, and long length, and extra long. As what I have actually done is actually at a later date is what I've done is gone down to Northern Tool because I wanted the larger sizes. I got a 22 because you could buy them singly. I bought a 21 and I have bought a 20. You can see what it's made out of. There is no markings on this wrench, but I'd guarantee you this is neither made in Taiwan or China. This 21, I've actually broke this one, and this is actually a new one. Anybody that's done cab mounts inside of a, F250, 350 Super Duty or anything like that, getting up underneath the frame rail to get the capture nut that's spinning in the frame, you need something short. I've used this wrench for that. I can't remember if it's this one or the 22, and I've actually broke this wrench. I broke one of these, and I've actually broke one of the SK wrenches as well. Went down there, no problem. They warranted these guys. So these are actually my home set. This is my work set right here. And I do have an SK set that goes up to in larger sizes as well. As far as this whole icon debate, what's better, Snap-on or icon, I would not buy Snap-on stubby wrenches. There's too many manufacturers out there even making them in the US that you can buy a quality stubby wrench and be able to service anything that you wanted to. You're not going to put enough leverage on this to break this. So as far as the whole icon Snap-on debate, I wouldn't break the bank with these. I wouldn't hesitate to buy a Taiwanese or something American made that I could find, whether it be Craftsman, which Craftsman I believe is still making these. The only difference is they have like a raised panel on them now. And they're more likely made in China or Taiwan. You're not going to get them US made as far as I know. But all in all, this has been a really good set for me. And I do have some other wrenches at work, like I said, that are SK and this approximate length, and I use those a lot more than I do these Snap-on, and the reason being is because I use the larger sizes for situations like cab mounts that I just discussed. So, but that being said, it's not that this set don't get used as much, but when it does get used, it's usually for Asian and import vehicles, starters, alternators, removing intake manifolds, things of that nature that are in tight accesses that you can't get to. Like I said, if I was buying these wrenches and I had to go down and buy an icon set from Harbor Freight, I wouldn't hesitate to do it. Like I said, buy what you want, buy what you need, buy what makes you money. I can't express that enough. You don't have to break the bank, to have good quality tools. And even if you're one of the diehards that, have to have a US made tool, there is US made tools out there. I mean, I just proven that, even if you have to buy them used. So, I don't know. If you guys have any questions, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll try to answer any of your questions below. You guys have a good night. Thank you.